before, okay, so again, we'll have this posted tonight, is the whole point is to move from fractions to decimal, okay? So, for example, okay, what it basically was asking was to break up a bunch of different, I guess, food items, okay, among 14 boxes. So I don't care how you figured it out, okay, because that's the point. The point is tomorrow when you come in, we will be actually figuring out or making a list of many different ways of doing this. So here's an example, okay. This is one of the food items. Okay, they have 14 boxes, 14 families. And here's one where it's 10.5 kilograms. But that's an improper way of saying that. I'm sorry, Sydney. Let me put it up higher. How should we say this?
Oh.
Yeah, Ridge?
10 5/10.
10 5/10, okay, kilograms Swiss cheese. So how are we going to divide this? Well, one strategy is to, first off, write it as a fraction. Okay, we have 14 total boxes. We need to break that into 10.5, 10.5 ways. Okay. What's another way? Well, I can do 10.5 as a mixed number. And what would this be? How many halves is this total? Avery? 21 halves. Okay. And I can divide that by 14. Okay. But let's just say we're going to do the old-fashioned division. Okay. 10.5. So how do I do this? Well, what's the question I ask? Well, 14 can't go into 10. Okay, I can put a 0 there. 14 goes into 105. Well, how many times? I don't know. So 14 times maybe 8. So that's 80 plus 32. That's too much. 14 times 7. That's 70 plus 28. That's 98. Okay. So when I'm actually doing the division and I'm dividing decimals, I kind of ignore the decimal. Once I put it up top, then I basically leave it alone. I don't think in terms of tenths or hundredths anymore. I think in terms of big numbers. So it's 14 goes into 105 7 times, and that is 70 plus 28, that's 98. Okay, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so we subtract, and what do we get there? 7? Okay. So Sydney was asking, well, what do we do now? Okay, well, first of all, I got to put the 7 up here. So now what? Well, you got to put in an imaginary 0 and drop it down. 14 goes into 70, how many times? 5 times? Oh, it goes in exact. Okay. So what does this mean up top? First of all, what number is that? Emma?
7 and...
No. Here's the decimal. So it's 75 hundredths of a what? Kilograms. So every family is going to get 75 over 100 kilograms worth of Swiss cheese. Okay. Again, there's multiple ways of coming at these problems. We already saw with the crackers. This was the initial fraction, right? In some kids reduced it. Well, 7 goes into both of those. That's 2 over 6, which equals 1/3. So if we have 42 boxes of crackers, okay, each family gets 1/3 of them, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it?
No, they just get 3 boxes.
Each family gets 3 boxes, okay?
Yeah.
So again, there's all sorts of ways of approaching that problem. And I don't care what you do, but just make a note of them mentally, okay? So that tomorrow, when we come back, we can actually, in your teams, figure out, well, what are the different ways, okay? You can stop.
Okay, do I just press the button again?
Yeah.